The football map of Europe widens, so does England's experience. The Republican Stadium is almost entirely in the open as they enter new territory in Chisinau today. It holds around 20,000 people, but it's less than half full, because in Moldova the average wage is about £50 a month, and the price of tickets for this match means it would cost almost a week's salary to see the game. So the 500 England fans who are here, segregated in one corner of the stadium, are liable to make more noise than their Moldovan counterparts. The pitch was played on last night by the under-21s, who found the grass rather long in their 2-0 victory, but it was trimmed this morning. It's also new territory for England's new coach, Glenn Hoddle, the youngest appointment in that capacity for 50 years, and he's the first to start his stewardship with a World Cup match. Robson, Ramsey and all kicked off in the European Championship. Greenwood, Taylor and Venables began with friendlies. And talking of Terry Venables, it's 67 days since his last team lost to Germany on penalties, and 6 of them play tonight. Seaman, Southgate, Pearce, Ince, Gascoigne and the new captain Shearer provide the continuity. 8 other members of the Euro 96 squad are injured, so there are first caps for David Beckham of Manchester United and Everton's Andy Hinchcliffe. Here's Trevor Brooking with his thoughts on the formation.
Well, we would anticipate Glenn Hoddle starting with 3 at the back, the 2 wing-backs, Gary Neville and Andy Hinchcliffe, and of course David Beckham pushing forward. Certainly it'd be interesting to see who takes the free kicks, because Beckham and Hinchcliffe can both strike them. And of course Nick Barmby.
Manchester United players both on the England right.
Earlier they'd lost possession when Paul Gascoigne pulled into David Beckham a bit too close together. That triangle in the centre of the midfield spread out. They must take turns getting forward so they don't take up each other's space.
That's Beckham's cross. It's aimed towards Alan Shearer. The header back will find Gascoigne, who got a touch and then felt the force of the goalkeeper coming out. England's first chance coming in on this for England, far side. And here's Gascoigne. Didn't quite get hold of that.
That was a good break, good ball by Stuart Pearce. Andy Hinch.
That was Beckham's cross. Shearer trying to retrieve it. Pearce coming up with a brave header. 9 there is Mitarev. The little flick back was by Curtianu. Mitarev is away from Beckham. And he was looking rather ambitiously, I think, for the number 6, Gaida Mashuk on this side before Pearce intervened. Here's Barmby. Beckham. Shearer this time rather deep. This is Hinchcliffe. Now Gascoigne makes a run far side into the penalty area. It's gone beyond him to Gary Neville. Oh, Barmby! England take the lead, and to Nick Barmby of Middlesbrough goes the honour of scoring the first goal of the Glenn Hoddle era. And how well he tucked that away on 23 minutes. The first goal too in England's World Cup campaign. Well made down the right-hand side and confidently taken.
Well done the 2 wing-backs, in fact, because Andy Hinchcliffe crossed it from the left first of all, just cleared everyone, went to Gary Neville, and he put over another excellent cross, reminiscent of his one against Scotland, wasn't it? This time he missed out. Alan Shearer went over him in the marking poor, but Nick Barmby did keep his composure, side-footed the volley almost in casually. And
that's where it's gone, and here is Ince. Got a foot to it. Gascoigne with the header over the goalkeeper, it's 2! Union Jacks being waved on the far side of the Republican Stadium in Chisinau. England have scored twice in the space of 2 minutes. Paul Gascoigne gets the second with a delicate little header there over the goalkeeper.
Well, crosses, they are struggling, aren't they, Moldovan? But England took advantage well. I was a bit worried at one stage that Paul Ince, when he just toe-ended it onto Paul Gascoigne, might be penalised for foot up. But the referee let it go, and Paul Gascoigne noticed it well. There's a good ball from Barmby. It just bounces up. Ince is then just helps it onto Gascoigne, who just loops a header over Romanenko, who's stranded, and they're all 1-2 there, and now England mustn't relax. The Moldovan side must be rocked on their heels.
Well, Gascoigne's...
Well, Beckham did twice excellently there for England. First of all, Ince released him down the right-hand side, marked by two people. He got in a very good early cross, went back out to him, and again found Alan Shearer, and they just couldn't quite get the clear header, but Beckham's doing very well in his first match.
Oh, and the onside, the linesman's flag stays down, and Shearer's in here. Manhandled a bit by Testi Bitsanu. Looks hard at linesman and referee, the England captain, nothing given. But two England players got completely clear there.
Well, Barmby and Shearer were sort of fighting between Testi Bitsanu, who was the only defender. Barmby left it for Shearer. One of the big difficulties there was the bouncing ball, and it wasn't easy to get it under control. And I think that...
Oh, and Shearer!
Well, it was a well-worked free.
He let that ball go. Shearer was knocked over by Epurianu, and the referee has pulled play back for the free kick. What would it be, 30 yards here?
Yeah, some 30 yards. I suppose Stuart Pearce and Andy Hinchcliffe would both be tempted to have a shot from this range.
You can't keep Gazza out of the picture for long, can you? He's just put his hand on the ball, and Pauling standing with his back to goal. Moldovans have got 5 in the wall, not knowing quite what to expect. This is Gascoigne, and this is Stuart Pearce. And he took a bit of a crack on the ankle as he had that shot, which was deflected anyway, and it's gone out for a corner.
I don't think he was too pleased with the setup. He was well in front of him and allowed Curtianu to get his tackle in, and even quite fortunate, I think, to get the corner.
Well, Gary Pallister is standing on the goal line. Alan Shearer to come in from behind the penalty spot for England. Barmby rather nearer to the kicker. Stuart Pearce now forward. And Pallister gets a flick to that. Loads of space on the left. Nick Barmby also well forward. Beckham following up. This is Gascoigne, this is Beckham, who would be more than delighted if he was to score on his debut, having started this season so well, David Beckham. Scored in the Charity Shield and, of course, on that opening day at Selhurst Park from the half. Gary Neville with Alan Shearer just inside him now. Oh, and Sekou, the Shearer! And England have gone 3-0 up, and the captain is the goal scorer. Just as they did in the first half, England picking their moment, having just survived a couple of free kicks at the other end. The header into the path of Sekou, really, who sliced his clearance conveniently for Shearer, and he just lofted it over the goalkeeper.
Sekou, as you say, sliced looked like something of a back pass, and Romanenko, the actual Moldovan goalkeeper, didn't look as he fancied a challenge from Alan Shearer, and he almost ran the ball into the empty net.
And while all that was happening, a second substitution by Moldova, number 6. So too will Nick Barmby. And we're going to see David Batty, number 14, from Newcastle. And we're also going to see Matt Letitia, who's got just 10 minutes to make an impression on a match that some felt he might have been chosen for originally, but certainly the important thing from his point of view is he's back in the international picture. Stuart Pearce across, and the referee has said penalty. A penalty given for handball against Stuart Pearce. Oh dear. Memories of Euro 96 all of a sudden.
Well, he's covering, he's caught it with his right foot to make the interception, and as he's blocked it with his right foot, he's actually ricocheted then off his left arm, and that is what the referee has decided is the penalty decision.
Well, Testi Bitsanu, number 3, has wasted no time in putting the ball on the spot. Seaman was a penalty hero only a couple of months ago at Wembley. Oh, he's hit the frame of the goal, and England can scramble the ball away. Seaman didn't have to make the save, and the score remains 3-0.
This one covered, gone the right way. He wouldn't have got to it if it just crept under the crossbar. But a relief then for England and Stuart Pearce. He's always involved in penalty controversy, whether it's one end or the other.
Here's David Beckham. Gary Neville. Played his part in the goals, hasn't he? Number 2. Batty. Ince. Letitia. Oh, it's a good-looking ball. Neville's up on this side. But a goalkeeper. Satisfactory first manoeuvre under the new command for England. The routine established under Glenn Hoddle and John Gorman. And it serves up a 3-0 victory here in Moldova. Goals from Nick Barmby, Paul Gascoigne, and then from the captain Alan Shearer in the second half, establishing the gulf in class. Moldova neat and inventive in parts, but never really with the teeth to get into England, especially missing a penalty towards the end. And so this journey into the unknown will end on a good note for the England team under their new management. And the Daily Telegraph writer beat me to it. They think it's Moldova. It is now.